Okay. I'm really excited that I'm going to be talking to you. First of all, I want to learn how to pronounce your name.
I know that in Serbia they call me Luan.
Luan, yeah, exactly. That's how you would be. So,
But it's Luan.
Luan. So a bit like
Yeah,
Luan. Okay.
yeah.
But you also have Lyon or something like that? French? Lion? No?
Yeah, they pronounce it differently here also.
Okay.
Some pronounce it like Luan, and
Luan.
some other like pronounce it like Lyon. Depends
Lyon.
like how do you pronounce it, but Luan means yeah,
Okay. So,
means lion in
lion.
Kosovo.
Wait. Lyon means lion.
Yeah,
Okay, in Albanian.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, can you tell me actually first about your channel? What are you doing on your channel?
Yeah, it's like I started this channel like for real. I mean, it's been like a year and a half, but I have been making like videos since like 2016, like one video every 5 months. Like it was my first video was like like my village in Serbia,
Ah,
which is at the border of like with Kosovo. It's
okay.
like a mountainous village. I will show you like with a map maybe.
Oh,
Like
please.
this is Kosovo.
Yeah.
It's not like I will do it like in the other way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
like
yeah.
this is the map of Kosovo,
Mm-hmm.
and I was born like here in Leskovac.
In Leskovac, are you kidding me? Okay.
Yeah, I was born there in 1995.
Whoa. You're younger. You're younger than me. Okay.
Not really. I look older. You look younger.
No, I thought you were kind of my age actually. But thank you. Yeah. Okay, so you're from there.
Yeah, but I didn't. I like originally I'm from like a small village close to Sjarinska Banja,
Mm-hmm.
and like this is like the border with Kosovo, like the village. So the first video was there. Like I just published it because I didn't have enough space in my phone. Then
Okay.
like later started making like history videos because I'm a student of history. I was for my bachelor's degree in history and geography here in France, and
Yeah.
now for my master's I'm doing like my second year. It's in a political school. It's about mostly about the politics and economics of the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, my channel. I sometimes I did make like history videos, like for France, for the Ottoman Saudi war, like 200 years ago, and stuff like that. But I'm publishing more stuff, more content about a theory. Like I don't know if you know, it's like called 16 types theory, personality. It's like
Oh, yeah, yes. I know about it. Yeah.
yeah,
But you can say it.
like
Yeah.
some memes and some videos about that. Have you ever do the test?
I have.
What type are you?
I mean, I can't remember the like the letters, but I was advocate, I think, something like that. So it was in terms of,
INFJ.
hmm?
INFJ.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to say IN and then I was like FJ. Yeah, I think that. And I think once I did it once before that, and I think it was something like not leader, but something like that. But I couldn't find it again.
Protagonist.
Maybe, I'm not sure. But it changed. Like that was like 2-3 years ago, and I did this one year ago. So yeah, and funny thing is that my friends, I have two of my really close friends. One is from Romania, one is from Montenegro, and we have like this group. We meet up whenever we can because we live in different countries, and we are all the same. All the same. That's so crazy, and it's kind of like it's like 1% of the population or something like that. So it's crazy that we like met, the three of us. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
What are you though?
interesting. Like in which city of France?
No. I mean the personality.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I didn't ask you
Don't worry, don't worry.
Later? Okay.
Yeah.
Like I started, like I know I learned about this personality test about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And first I got like debater, I got ENTP, then I got ENFJ, then I got another type. So I did
Mm.
like the test, like in total I did the test like 20 times, and
Yeah.
usually it would be like another type. But now I know which is my type. Like it's been like a year. My type is like ESTP,
Mm-hmm.
but it is not very different from your type. It has some like differences, but yeah, that was my
Uh-huh.
type, personality type.
Yeah. So it is similar because it's I and then something something.
Yeah,
Um,
but the test is not like 100%
yeah.
correct. Like the test is just a test. Like you cannot.
Yeah, I mean it's like as close as you can get with what we have right now, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. My YouTube channel, before we start like talking, because I have so many questions for you. So my YouTube channel was, I just randomly started making videos because I was going through a rough time during my PhD, and I just thought that my opinions were not valued, and I felt like, well, I'm not doing anything right. Let me just do something for myself. And then I just started making videos, and my first videos were random videos, like videos I wanted to talk about, like life in Germany, like how to learn languages, like making breakfast or something like that, stuff that I was interested in, and then organically it turned into like videos about Serbia in general, so like the Balkans kind of, because people just started asking from them, and I wasn't expecting that. I didn't expect that anyone would like to listen or learn anything about Serbia or Serbian language. So I was really surprised. I'm still kind of surprised when I get the comments. So yeah, that's just the how it is. And I think people are curious, you know. And I don't know how it is for you, because your first language is Albanian, is it?
Yeah.
But
Dialect, like
but a
Serbian.
dialect, yeah, I heard that there's like a different dialect and yeah, exactly. And because once I was posting something on my Instagram, and I wanted to like some phrase in Serbian. Okay, it's my internet, I'm sorry, it's my internet,
Nice.
just went away.
My parents, if you send them in like very south of Albania, close to Greece, they will not understand what the people are saying there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I went to Niš, and they had a very different accent, and there was one guy from Leskovac. Leskovac. So I was there once only. It was my university has a department or like a branch kind of in Niš. So we just did kind of this exchange, like meeting up, and there was one talk, and then we watched this one conference talk, whatever it was, and then we would just like hang out with our peers in Niš and get drunk. That was it. We went out and got drunk.
Yeah. Did they have like a Bulgarian accent or what?
Yeah, very. Well, I didn't really know what a Bulgarian language, or like, I know how it sounds, but I didn't really meet anyone from Bulgaria. But they had a very, very different accent, and I think when I made one of my videos, like some people pointed out, like there's like I would say Leskovac, which is like the accent is on the first syllable. So many words are like that, and they would be like Leskovac, right? So it's on the second syllable. Is that how would you say it? Leskovac or Leskovac?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Leskovac. I think so. Well, maybe I'm butchering the word, but like they would switch accents. Our accent will be more towards the beginning, and theirs will be more towards the end. And I think that's something like due to like an older version of our language that had accents on different syllables. But now the standard variety is a bit different. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Your studies are about languages like that.
Yes, I find that really interesting because you're studying history, and I mean, sure, I know a bit about history, but you're like way more educated about that, and I'm kind of like, because I learned history in Serbia, I'm kind of like biased. I don't know, who wrote what, so I don't know. I mean, for any country, I mean, I feel like it's very, very difficult to write an objective history. But yeah, I'm studying languages, in particular English language, but I was teaching general linguistics. So I talk in English and I give English examples, but we also use like some other examples in other languages. But yeah, I studied English linguistics, yeah. Okay, so wait.
You're doing like your PhD?
Yeah, I'm finishing now, so hopefully I'm gonna defend it soon. And I'm not doing anything for my PhD anymore. I just have to defend it and then publish it, and then hopefully I'm gonna be a doctor. But wait, I wanna start from you. Like you were born in that little village or in Leskovac?
Leskovac. I was born there. Like
Okay.
I lived in Medveđa municipality, like Opština, which is like a multi-ethnic municipality.
Okay, wait. Sorry, my internet was gone again.
Yeah.
So
I
for
was
some
like
reason.
I was born in Leskovac, but I lived for 4.5 years in my village, which is in the Medveđa municipality.
Mm-hmm.
And that municipality is like, before the war, it was like 70%, 60% like inhabited by ethnic Serbs.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was like 30% ethnic Albanians of Serbia. There were like 10% Montenegrins.
Okay.
There were some Bosniaks, some Goranis, some Roma. Like it was a mixed
Very.
municipality. And like I really like that region. Mountains is very.
Oh man, so different from my region. My region is like flat. Cannot be flatter.
It's like in Beograd.
No, I'm in Zrenjanin. I'm from Zrenjanin, which is like a Vojvodina, so very flat. Banat, actually.
There are no hills over there.
No, well, in Vojvodina, there's a mountain, Fruška Gora. In Novi Sad, there's, I think, one in Vršac. But everything else is flat. So I'm in Banat, which is flat. That was like that's the Pannonian Plain, and it was like before it was the sea, Pannonian Sea, so it's really flat. But when did it happen for you to, okay, wait, I'm telling you, I have so many questions. So you lived over there, so you learned that the dialect, or the variety that is of Albanian that is spoken over there, which is called...
Yeah, it's like, it doesn't have like a specific name.
Mm-hmm.
If you go like in the internet, it's called like the northeastern dialect,
Okay.
which is also not only in that region but also in some villages of Kosovo that border that part of Serbia.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it is very different from the people that are in the south of Albania, or even in Macedonia, like in North Macedonia is the same.
Yeah.
The first time I talked with an Albanian, he was like from Skopje. It was very funny because I was not getting some of his words. Yeah.
But did you learn Serbian?
Huh?
Did you learn?
Just a bit.
Just a bit, okay,
I
so...
didn't go to school.
Okay.
Like, because when I was 4.5, we left for Kosovo, and in Kosovo we didn't learn Serbian. I lived mostly I lived in Gilan or Gnilane. How do we say in Serbian? Gnilane.
Oh, now I don't know. How is it written?
Like this is Kosovo. I lived like here. It is in eastern Kosovo.
Okay. So pretty close.
And yeah, I lived there.
Yeah.
And there unless we are like Serbs, we don't learn the Serb English, and that's all.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. Actually, many, like, I think, you can find that in many countries, actually. Like, when there's a big minority. Actually, in Vojvodina, Hungarians are a big minority. And somewhere, in some cities where there are majority in some cities, then they don't have to learn Serbian. So they basically know. Of course, they know here and there, but, like, mostly Hungarian. So, yeah. And when did you decide... Sorry,
Yeah, I said that's true about Hungarians.
Yeah. When did you decide to move to France? Like France? And why France?
I'm using the word like very often. I need to change that.
It's okay.
The first member of our family was my aunt. She was in this region since it's been 20 years,
Okay.
and she was like the first one to start like off. I'm using the word like a lot. A process of a family reunion, if you can say that like that, because she was the first one that came here. We first went to Kosovo while she didn't spend a lot of time there. She just immediately came in France. And when I came here, it was 8 years ago, but I had already a part of my family here. My sister, my grandmother had moved here, my uncle, my aunt.
Wait, 8 years ago. So you've basically,
2000 yeah,
so you went through that.
Kosovo, like for 12 years.
Okay, okay. You've seen things probably, have you? I don't know. That's why.
Yeah. I didn't see like the war because I was very small, like a child.
Yeah.
But I've seen like the effects of the war,
Yeah.
the aftermath, like what people have to endure or suffer after the war.
What was it?
At that time.
Hmm?
How old were you at that time, like 1999?
I was 9. I'm 5 years older than you. Yeah, yeah.
You were in Vojvodina back then?
Yes, yeah. I only left like 7 or 8 years ago. So the good thing that I have to say about where I was is that even during the Bosnian wars, which was where I saw the aftermath because my mom is from Bosnia, so we would always go back over there. Very sadly, I associated Bosnia with wars, but we were safe in Vojvodina. I was safe, and also during the Kosovo war. But during bombarding, I wasn't. Like we weren't really safe. But thankfully, nothing happened to us. Or I think there was a lot of fear, and there were consequences. But I think more consequences were probably in those places where the war was happening, right? So that's the only thing I remember, like bombarding. But it was for me personally, from my experience, I didn't see anyone get affected of my immediate family or anything like that in Serbia. So that was a blessing. How was it for you?
No one in my family got killed. That's a great thing. But like they were like all my family, all our villages, like they had to leave when there was the war. Like some of them went to Europe, some of them went to Kosovo. But my grandfather, he was like in 2002, he was 83 or 4 years old. He decided to return in his village. That is, in fact, like his home is 3 kilometers from the border with Kosovo, very close. And most people like left those villages. He returned with his family, but it was hard because he was alone. Everyone had left. The mountains, they were getting bigger. The streets, they were getting smaller because of like vegetation. And in 2004, when there were like problems, ethnic problems, like in Kosovo, there were some problems. Like he had a problem with policemen in that village, and with my uncle, so they were forced to leave our village like for Kosovo again. He lived like in Kosovo after that, 2004.
How was your experience like as a kid? or as a teenager or living there?
As a kid, I was very young when we left
Mm.
Serbia for Kosovo. I remember at the start we were refugees. We were taken by UNICEF and
Mm-hmm.
KFOR, like they were responsible for finding a place where we have to live. And at those years it was difficult because they would change the location like every few months. We would like change the apartment where we would live. And I remember once they did send us to a small village, which is like this was by K4 soldiers. That was a village called Julikar in a Vitina municipality. It was like a mixed municipality before the war, and there were some landmines in that village.
My God. Mm-hmm.
And in 2000, yeah, I think it was 2000, they did send us to stay like at least for a few weeks in that village, and it was unsafe because I found a landmine in that village.
My God. Okay.
Yeah, I was playing, I didn't, and yeah, and after we found that, yeah, I was lucky to not like
Step on it.
step on it. I just touched with my hands, but didn't like walk on it. And after that, they found the landmines, and they changed our location to Gilan or Gilane. So yeah, at the start it was harsh because we like the economic situation was not great. We were changing in the environment very often, and also it was not the same because we spoke the language that was spoken in Kosovo, of course, but we were like half strangers. We were not like we were not seen like refugees, but we are not like 100% like them. I think
That is interesting that you say that.
yeah.
So you were not one side or the other. You're something in between, basically. Mm.
I think there are a lot of Serbs in Kosovo that have left Kosovo for Serbia.
Yeah.
They could feel like a difference
Mm.
maybe for them.
I can understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But could you started your school, like everything, you could start your school normally because you were, at that time, you were still very little, right? 4 years or 5 years. But that eventually you could go to school and everything was fine in that sense. Have your education, I mean. Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you adapt to going to France?
Since I had already a part of my family in France, I already knew that I didn't want to spend the rest of my life in Kosovo.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's for sure. Or in Serbia, I really like. A few years before coming to France, I started learning French language
Mm-hmm.
and being like more prepared to do it because I knew that if I wanted a better future, it will be much harder for me down there, like those regions.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm checking if I'm filming, actually, if I'm recording. So actually what I want to touch upon like some lighter topics right now because we've gone through a bit of like the sensitive topic, which I could actually talk to you forever, honestly, but I think people on the internet would probably have a harder time listening to everything. But I know, because we thought about like some things I can talk about. I want to know about your life in Dijaspora, right? Like that's the part that I'm interested in right now. How do you, yeah.
I think it's much better, even for like the relations between Balkan people.
Mm-hmm.
Here you can find Serbs, Croats, and Albanians, Bosniaks playing together.
Yeah.
I like that fact. It's very interesting comparing that to Kosovo. Where I live, it's very close to
Yeah.
but there was no interactions there. But here we became friends, and we play with our Bosniaks and other Serbs. It was like funny.
I think that's also interesting because, growing up and listening about all of these things. And of course, the thing is that these things are sensitive, like people are affected, right? And that's why I don't want to be like idealistic about everything. Like, oh my God, we all love each other, because obviously at a certain point, someone was attacking someone else, right? And families were affected, like loved ones were affected. But there's this strange phenomenon, as you said, like when you go outside, you just all kind of, I don't know if you have this thing, we in Serbian we say like you're ours, right? Like the mentality, the language, or something like that, doesn't necessarily have to be the religion. But like when I went to Austria, it was Croats, Bosnians, Bosniaks, and Serbs. We were like all hanging around because we understood each other, and so that was the cool aspect. I think that's a really positive aspect, and it kind of like gives you hope. But yeah, terrible things happened, right? Like I think that should also be acknowledged. And then
Yeah, that's correct.
yeah,
It's not the fault of the people. It's usually the fault of the politicians.
yeah,
Those who like put nationalism, extremism, like they put that as a solution to people's problems, and it has never been a solution. It hasn't that.
I think that there's so much more we don't know about. I think that's why it's like these people are powerful people and they want power or money, or like there's, and I think we don't know even the half of it, of what was happening. And I don't think we know it now. I don't think we know now what's happening currently, whatever's happening in Serbia or Kosovo, whatever. I think that's, we can only assume because they're not going to tell us.
Yeah.
Sadly, we are the consequence.